Hi, in this video we're going to continue the creation of a one-page web application, and this is a list of suggestions how you should use this video. The notes for this video can be found on this web page, which is already loaded here. Okay, so the next step is we are going to, not IIS, Visual Studio. The next thing is we are going to carry on the calculate to do the calculate button. So the first thing we want to do is to create a function, and then we attach the function to the calculate button. Actually, it's a method, but we just call it interchangeably. Okay, let me move on. And we are going to create a method, and I'm going to call it Okay, to test this, I'm going to, instead of doing what you should do, which is a lot of things, I'm going to just send the output to LBL future text just to make sure that the button is working so I can test it. So my LBL future depth text is going to be a string called "it is working." Okay, save your work, and then I'm going to attach this to the button. So I'm going to go back to my default and look for my button calculate, and I'm going to create an on-click event handler. Okay, and I'm just going to do it in the source in the code view, and I'm going to say my on-click equal to button calculate click. Okay, save your work and make sure that it's not running. If it's running, you have to stop it and press F5 or press this button. That will be fine to run it on IIX Express. And then you will say, okay, now you must key in something. All right, 10, 2 is working. So if you pass the input validation and you press this, you should be able to send output to the, let me close this. You should be able to stop running. You should be able to send output to the LBL future text. Okay. All right. So the next step is I'm going to get the input from DDL borrow amount, okay, yearly interest rate and number of years. To do that, I have to declare 3 variables. Okay, to speed up this video a little bit, I'm just going to copy the code. Okay, you can type it in, borrow amount. Let me do the first one, and then I copy the other 2, and then I'm going to convert it to integer 32, and that will be from borrow amount selected value. Okay, so that's the first variable. The second variable you can type it in, or I can just I'm just going to copy it. Okay. So that is that. Okay, and then I'm going to create a function called calculate future depth, and I'm going to pass in 3 variables into the function, which is borrow amount, yearly interest rate, and years. Okay, and I'm going to say the output from this calculate future debt is going to save into a variable called this, and I'm going to convert that to string. I think with the to show something like a currency. Okay, and I need to create this function, so I'm going to quickly declare that function here. I'm just going to copy the whole thing here, but I need data type for that, so the borrow amount will be integer and decimal for yearly interest rate, and integer for years, and I need to oops. And I need to just make this thing to work. I have to create a decimal called future debt, which is borrow amount. And I'm going to return it to make the function working first. Obviously the logic is not done yet, logic is here, but the function is working. So let me save my work, and your future debt will be of your borrow amount, which is obviously not correct, but I want to test if this logic is working. So if you run this, and if you borrow $100 at the 10% interest rate, and for a number of 2 years, your future debt should be 121. But the logic is not done yet, so the value returned is correct. Okay, so we're going to do that calculation, and obviously the calculation is here. I can key in the code, but for this case, I'm just going to copy my code here. Okay, so this is the simple formula for future debt calculation, and run again. Okay, I borrow $100, and the interest rate is 10%. For 2 years, you will own $121. If it's 10 years, you will own them $259, which is only 2.5 times what you borrow. If you borrow for 20 years, you are in big trouble. Yep, you own them that much. Okay, so that is how to let me close this and stop this. That is how to do the functions, okay, the methods, and attach them to the buttons. But I haven't done the clear yet, so I'm going to do my clear in the next video. Thanks for watching.